Pants are my next guest's favourite thing at the moment. Sarah Jordan is a social entrepreneur who started Y.O.U to make sustainable vegan and organic underwear that now donates pants to women across Africa and the UK. Sarah also supports breast cancer charity called Future Dreams. One of the issues that actually made Sarah decide to open Y.O.U is the fact that period poverty is still a big issue. Lots of people across the world don't even have any pants. She is now making a social impact globally with her underwear. So let's find out more. Welcome, Sarah, to Tea Time with me, Ali Monjack. So how are you? I mean, it's all going on, isn't it, really, in terms of, growing your brand, Y.O.U Underwear, which incidentally you founded in 2017, didn't you? On the back of a trip to Uganda.
Yeah, thanks, Ali. Yeah, it was all a slightly unusual journey. So I never thought I'd be running an underwear business. I never thought I'd be running my own business. But as you said, I went to Uganda in 2016, so 5 years ago. And I was volunteering out there, working with local communities, and particularly a group of women, female entrepreneurs, who were trying to start a business making sanitary towels and nappies. And it turned out that they were struggling because a lot of the local women didn't have any underwear to put them in. So when they had their periods, there's no point having any protection if you haven't got any underwear. So the two come together. And it struck me what an impact it had. So underwear is obviously, it's a fairly basic necessity, I think. It's something we take for granted. It's literally the first thing we put on in the morning, first thing we put on every day. But if you don't have it, the impact of that on kind of health, hygiene, all the obvious things, but actually their access to education. So the women and girls were missing a week of school every month, and 25%. So from age 9 or 10 up, the difference between the boys and the girls was just huge, purely because they didn't have a pair of pants. And when they had their periods, they couldn't go to school. And it really struck me, it really pissed me off, essentially, just that that was having that impact. So I came back from Uganda, couldn't get it out of my head, wanted to do something, started to look at, well, how can we provide underwear? How do you make underwear? And then discovered some of the challenges around conventional cotton. So as a natural fiber, cotton is much better for you, particularly when it's close to your skin from underwear. But actually conventional cotton is really, really polluting. It's one of the world's most polluting crops and accounts for a huge amount of the world's like insecticides, pesticides, water pollution, etc. And then the broader challenges with the fashion industry, which isn't the nicest. And just put those things together and was like, well, if we're going to support people and try and provide underwear and make it, we want to do that fairly, do that sustainably, make sure everybody in the supply chain was paid and treated fairly. Again, mostly women, and just join those bits together and sort of said, well, in that case, we're going to only use organic cotton. We're going to make sure we've got manufacturers that we've got confidence in, visibility, transparency right the way back through, and then partnered with a charity, Smalls for All, to donate underwear on the back of that. So it makes it sound simple. It wasn't simple. It was a few years of getting all of that off the ground, but and it's just grown from there in terms of impact and ideas and kind of what we're doing with it. So
yeah, and I mean, congratulations, because I think it really is, as we were saying before we went on air, so to speak. It really is a social enterprise, isn't it? Y.O.U Underwear, taking everything into account that affects our society, and also making a difference to people that need underwear, quite frankly.
Yeah, all of us, everybody deserves underwear. That's the name. So Y.O.U stands for your own underwear, because we believe everybody deserves exactly that. And it started with that kind of relatively simple idea and premise, and actually it's just like, actually people do need basics that allow them to kind of go on and do so much more. And if we can do that by make a difference by making a small change as individuals in terms of buying underwear and buying items more broadly that are sourced sustainably and don't have a negative impact on the planet or the people that make them, then we can make some big changes. So yeah, it's kind of,
well, you are making some big changes, and you've donated 16,000 pairs of underwear so far. Wow.
We hit that number last week. So we've got what we call a pantometer on our website, which is basically ticks over the number that we donate. So it is 2 for every pair that we sell. So I'm constantly refreshing that at 16,100 exactly right now. And that goes predominantly to Smalls for All. So last year it was 11,800 pairs that we donated, and that means we have a cycle, a wear, wash, dry cycle with them. So they give at least 3 pairs to each person, so that they can actually, go through and use them through more than one day. And that meant that 3,878 girls were able to stay in school last year because of the support from our customers, which was amazing. So we're getting there. We're starting to have that impact. And we've got a target of 23,000 pairs by 2023. So that's the big number that we're aiming for. Trying to make a difference to people. It's in the UK as well as across Africa who don't have access to underwear, basically.
That is shocking, isn't it?
Yeah. And it really is. So as I said, it's kind of related to period poverty in terms of you need sanitary protection and you need underwear as well. And we're aware of that increasingly. And the problem is just as prevalent here in the UK as it is in Uganda and some of the other countries that Smalls for All work in. And they've actually started to work here and are increasing the work here. So it's working with women's refuges, homeless shelters, and underwear is just not donated. So it's something that people don't think about when they're supporting people through those programs. And so, they also work here to make sure that it's the same thing in terms of dignity, protection, and just being able to sort of go about your everyday life. And you shouldn't be restricted or marginalized or penalized just because you've got your period, essentially. So it's kind of the two come together. So it's trying to help here as well.
Definitely. And I think that's an amazing project in itself. It is interesting because I know that I have tried previously to donate, because you can't really donate underwear to a charity shop either, can you?
It's not, understandably, it's not something that most people want secondhand. And Smalls for All actually collect new underwear, so knickers of various sizes, styles, etc., to support people. They do collect secondhand bras, so things that are, like they say, gently worn, so they've still got plenty of life in them, but we've all got them at the back of our drawers that we don't wear for whatever reason now. And so they collect those, so you can donate those. There's a number of charities actually that will take them, but Smalls for All is the one that we support and send the secondhand bras. And that makes a huge difference, because again, it's an item of clothing that we sort of don't really think about, but actually means a lot in terms of how protected you are, how it's sort of a status symbol in a lot of communities that you can afford it. It's a complicated piece of clothing as well in terms of how they're made, so they're not easy to get hold of everywhere. And actually a secondhand one that's good quality, still got plenty of life in it, makes a massive difference. So
so that is worth listening to and being part of, isn't it, really? I mean, in terms of sourcing all of your materials, I mean, it's not an easy situation because we're still living in a planet that is not 100% green, aren't we?
It's definitely far from green. So we try, and I mean, as I was saying earlier, I didn't want to essentially empower and support women on one side and then exploit them through the supply chain, which is effectively what happens with a lot of the fashion and clothing industry and manufacturers. So we work with one of India's leading sustainable manufacturers. They operate to various standards, including Fair Trade, SA 8000, which kind of provides social provision for their employees. So it's about treating them fairly making sure they sort of go above and beyond the pay hours. They support with food, with transport, they educate the children, the families and children of people that work for them. And it's just about being fair on that side, I guess, as much as anything. And we wanted to make sure, so because all of our underwear is organic cotton, most of that is grown in India. So it was kind of finding a manufacturer that we could trust, that we could build that relationship with, that has both the external credentials like the fair trade certification, but also I've been fortunate enough to go out there and see it for myself and see that the things that they say they're doing, they are doing, and just having that visibility right the way through, because there's a huge amount of greenwashing, there's a lot of challenges in how this stuff is made, right down to the fabric, the dyes, the thread, and it's just trying to make sure that they are done in a way, everything is done in a way that minimizes the impact and is as, at one level, chemical free as possible, and sort of make sure that that's working better, because the impact that we have with everything that we do is huge around the world. So all of our consumption, all of our use of transport and items and everything that we own has an impact, and it's just thinking about what impact you want to have, I suppose, with the purchases that you make.
Yeah, and obviously the carbon footprint of it all as well is the other thing that is part of sustainable living, isn't it, really? So I mean, I think that's absolutely brilliant, though, that you've pushed this forward, and that you make all this amazing underwear that is sustainable. I mean, you've also recently won some female entrepreneur and business awards, haven't you? So that's really fantastic. With won Planet Awards, didn't you? You were gold, as a startup.
Which is, I mean, it's amazing, because I'm sort of, you do this obviously because of a kind of personal personal passion, motivation, and I'm just plugging away, well, increasingly, or at least in the last couple of years, at home on my own, and trying to do all of this. And to get that recognition is amazing, because it really sort of validates everything that we're trying to achieve, and to get that, to get other people to recognize you, I guess, makes a big difference and gives you that confidence, because it's not easy always. So it really means a lot to kind of have somebody go, what you're doing is good. Part of an ongoing journey, I suppose, in what we're trying to achieve. But it means a huge amount to kind of get that recognition.
Definitely. Well done. As I said, I really do think it's an amazing enterprise that you've got there, that looks after the planet and the people, and on so many levels. Well, women, especially, because I mean, I'm not anything against the man or a man. It's just that I mean, we are seen as the nurturers of the planet, really, aren't we?
And we are, and we do. I mean, same, nothing against, men are amazing, and men have to be part of this, because it's a solution, it's a problem, and it's a solution for everyone to kind of do something about. However, I think I love the fact that we have a positive impact on so many women, because I think because we are the nurturers at one level. You look after a woman and she looks after the family, the community, the village. And so it has so much more of a kind of network and halo effect. So yes, you're helping one person, one girl stay in school. She'll go on and complete her education, get a good job, support the family and everything. And it grows so much beyond that. So I think supporting the women, I hugely stand by, because it has so much more impact. But it's definitely a problem that men have to be part of the solution, and kind of say, all of us, because we're all, have this footprint, as we say, and how can we do something about it? But I love having women at the heart of, we're a female run, owned, etc. business, and I really like that, because I just think something amazing happens when you bring a group of women together, and it's quite exciting.
No, I agree with you, definitely. It's like being part of the sisterhood, isn't it, really?
It is, and people support each other, and I think that's great. I mean, just being, talking to you, being involved in everything, it's just, I think it's so amazing when women support each other, and So yeah, the more we can all do, I think, is really, really good.
Yeah, fantastic. Actually, that reminds me, I should, I don't know if you've ever heard of Nyasha Quadizzo, have you?
No, I haven't actually.
Right, she actually was one of the main organisers and founders of the Social Enterprise Success Conference last week,
Oh,
which the focus was on in Africa. So I think, yeah, you should, I will connect you somehow. I will connect.
yeah,
I think, yeah, you'd have a lot to talk about. So
amazing.
very supportive of female entrepreneurs and social enterprises as well. However, we're not here to talk about Naasha. Now you are supporting, aren't you, Future Dreams, the breast
Yes.
charity. So that's very exciting. So you've gone completely pink pants everywhere.
We have gone pink. So yes, I mean, basically, breast cancer is something that's a very personal cause to me. My mum had breast cancer a few years ago. It runs in my family. It's something that I'm always keen. I've done crazy running events and supported various breast cancer kind of causes over the years. And the opportunity to support Future Dreams, when I found out about what they do, was a bit of a no-brainer, because they support, they fund research, they support women and families and others going through treatment. They donate bras, they do all sorts of amazing work so that people are not on their own effectively. And so the opportunity, we had the pink range, and the opportunity to kind of launch that in collaboration with them just is amazing as far as I'm concerned, because it just allows us, to sort of support them and the work that they're doing and everybody that they in turn support. So we have gone pink. I can see.
Wow, love that.
It's a really nice, you can never see on screens, but it's just a very subtle light pink color. So that's across the range that launched last week in line with National Pink Day. So just a bit of a happy coincidence that all came out together. And we are donating £1 from every sale directly to Future Dreams. And we're also including little leaflets about self-checking, because there's some terrible stats about how few women actually check their breasts regularly. And obviously that can literally save your life. So we're trying to just help them raise awareness and just say, this is really important. It's not that difficult. It's not that big a thing. Just do it regularly, and it can make a massive difference. So yeah, we're pleased to be kind of launching this range with them and hopefully supporting the work that they do.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think that's brilliant. I mean, you're right. As women, that we need to sort of keep on top of that, don't we? And check our breasts and make sure that, goodness knows what we have to put up with as women.
Exactly, we've got enough to, exactly. So it's just kind of helping a little bit with that, and as I said, providing some of the information so that it becomes less daunting as much as anything, and you just know a little bit of what to look out for, that kind of thing. So
yeah, I mean, it's is obviously it's potentially hereditary in your family, or do you...
I mean, there's different types, and it can be hereditary. It can just be one of those things, because so many women are impacted by it. And so, as I said, it's something that it is hereditary in the family. It's my mum, it's my grandmother, it's my aunt. It kind of runs all the way through. So it's something that I'm very conscious of. And so this again was just an opportunity to sort of remind everybody that it's that we need to do these little things, like doing the self-checking, and how can we support other people that are working in this area. So it affects men as well, but it's something that, and same with cervical screening, we see all the numbers in terms of people that are worried about it, intimidated by it, and it's still really important to get these checks, because it does make a difference, and it's not that bad. So you just have to kind of grin and bear it.
Grin and bear it. I think, as long as we keep on top of it, it's one of those things. I mean, I'm sure that, you know, it has been a difficult situation, you know, discovering that your mum had breast cancer in the past as well. I should imagine that was very hard to deal with, and come to terms with.
Fortunately, she's okay. She still has impact. I mean, I think it's a long term. It's a bit like everything. There's a longer term. Touch wood, she is okay and has recovered, but there's longer term symptoms and everything on the back of it. It does have a very significant impact, even if you make a full recovery and are clear. So I think, again, it's just how do you support people through that and recognize it, and then do your bit, I suppose.
Yeah, definitely. You know, because there's all sorts of things, that routes and options that, you know, women have to go down, don't they, when they might have to have their breasts re-sculpted, and removed. And yeah, I mean, it really is quite a huge thing, isn't it, really? So
Yeah,
with, I think, as well. So that's a pound for every pair of pants, is it? Or every?
Yep, everything in the pink range. So £1 for everything. So if you buy a set or a pack, £2, £3, £5, just goes straight to Future Dreams. So it's a kind of direct donation to just support the work that they do. And hopefully we're going to do some collaborative marketing and campaigns to just raise awareness. They are building Future Dreams House in London, which will be a physical space to support people going through treatment and have information and various sort of services and support available through that actual physical location. Plus they do a lot online, and there's a lot of material, and they've been sending out I was going to say goodie bag, it's not a goodie bag at all, but it's a whole set of support materials to people that have been that are going through treatment and have been impacted, that just helps them feel better, as well as providing all of the information. So yeah, we're hoping that it will make quite a contribution to the work that Future Dreams are doing, and hopefully continue to grow that with them as we expand our pink range as well.
Well, there's a lot of synergy between you, isn't there? You know, because your underwear is making people feel better. So, you know, it's yeah, definitely. And it's definitely got a good feel factor. The fact that, you know, it is vegan, it's, you know, organic cotton, it's PETA approved, it's everything, isn't it? Really,
We try, yeah. I think yeah, I mean, it's trying to be, as I said, kind of cotton natural fibers are better for you. So the organic cotton is better if you can have that close to your skin. It's less treated with chemicals and pesticides. People see fewer skin conditions and irritations and stuff. So if you're having any treatment like that, it's going to be better. We try and support women and empower people through what we call ethical marketing, but sort of body positivity more broadly. In just, we think that every body is beautiful. So we have a little inspiring message on the inside of the underwear. So it's for you, it's not for anybody else, that just says that you make a difference. So when you put it on in the morning, or when you're going to the loo, you get a little subtle reminder that points through the day saying that you're making a difference. And it's just about representing kind of women and bodies generally, and trying to inspire confidence in people, because there's so much pressure and there's so many images in the media and everything that we see around mental health and body confidence and issues, that I think we're just trying to play a small part in terms of representing a range of bodies in all of our imagery. So we use what I call real models. Everybody's a real model, but just normal people like you and I. I've got my dad to model on his 80th birthday. We've had ages 18 to 80, 81, because he's still modeling, and sizes sort of 6 through to 20. And it's just about showing that everybody, normal people, we want to see representative images. We don't want super skinny models that don't look realistic and we just can't resonate with. So we try and make sure that all of our images are as representative as possible. We don't airbrush any of the pictures. So it's just about, again, trying to give people confidence and see people that go, okay, I look like that.
Yeah,
exactly. That's normal. It's like all the lumps and bumps are exactly, and our bodies are amazing. So how can we kind of celebrate those rather than feel like we have to continually tweak, edit, and yeah,
into
exactly. You need comfortable underwear and you need to be confident. So how can we do that? Essentially, is
underwear does need to be comfortable, doesn't it? I mean, honestly, you won't get there. But yeah, there's some underwear that I just won't even wear. So no.
I know, and I think it's particularly in the last year when we're all at home. It's actually, or you get to a certain age, we're just like, you know what? I want it to be comfortable. I don't care. And sometimes you put sort of other or old pairs that you used to wear, and it's kind of like, why did I ever wear an underwired bra that sort of poked me in the ribs and that kind of thing? So
yes.
Obviously, everybody has different preferences, but it's just trying to find comfortable items that suit you and make you feel good rather than what you feel you should be wearing, I suppose.
Yeah, absolutely. Somebody said to me the other day, which is so true, isn't it? Really, the only person that you can compete with is yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's kind of, and there's no point comparing. I mean, yeah, exactly. And you're doing it for yourself, because whether it's health, general well-being, how you look, how you feel, it's all for you. And anybody else is just, you can't control any of that. So it's it's very hard. It's a lot easier to say it than actually do it. But I think trying to focus on how amazing our bodies are and all of that side of it, rather than the things that we all want to change. And we can't compare ourselves to some super skinny airbrushed models, so let's not even put them out there, because it's not realistic and it creates a lot more issues longer term than anything. So,
well, do you know what, Sarah, thank you so much for coming on Tea Time today. It's really been a pleasure to have you and learn more about you and You underwear, because I just think that you're doing an amazing job. You really are.
Oh, thank you, Ali. That's very kind. Well, thank you for having me. It's been very nice to talk to you and tell you a bit more about, I was going to say about my pants, but yeah, kind of.
About your pants.
About my pants. So yes, thank you. I really appreciate it. Thanks for your support.
Okay, well, you take care now. Bye-bye. Look forward to chatting with my next guest on the Tea Time sofa this time next Saturday. In the meantime, if you would love to get in touch about having a chat with me, you can reach me on teatime@forthenow.co.uk, or you can find me on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram on Tea Time with AM. You can also download on Apple Podcasts and Spotify and subscribe as well. And do leave a review if you like what you hear. Bye for now.